For this assignment, I chose to talk through a past group project from my time here at ASU. I will go over the project details as it originally went, how I would change the project's management style if I had the chance to do it again, and the new skills that I have learned this term. The project was to perform user research and website redesign of a current website. The timeline was 4 weeks, and all work needed to be completed in succession. The deliverables for the project were to create surveys, build user personas, evaluate the current website through usability testing, and based on feedback and analytics, a redesign was proposed. The team consisted of 4 people, and we were spread across 3 different time zones. We held weekly meetings at the beginning of each assignment to talk through who could commit to different parts of the project and who wanted to work on different aspects. The first assignment was well balanced on workload, but the issue was when they each had time to do the project, and that did not align with everyone's schedule. Overall, the project was a success, and we did receive one of the highest grades in the class. Communication and accountability were lacking in some of the teammates, and this caused frustration and workload not to be evenly shared. Looking back at the project, the 4 major issues were delegation, perfection, the timeline, and accountability. The use of project management software would have increased our productivity and held other people accountable. Since all the students have Google Workspace, I would stay using that suite of services. During our initial team meeting, I would go over all the tasks that need to be accomplished and who is taking the lead on the different ones. Lucid Charts is now available with our Google service. We would use that to build out a Kanban board to help keep track of all the things that we need to get accomplished. The overall project would have benefited from a more concrete timeline and schedule of what needed to be done. It would have made tracking easier and less confusion on who was working on what and when. This would have alleviated some of the tasks having to be redone or one person taking on too much of the workload. To implement the new process, it would have just taken one person stepping up and getting all the boards, sheets, and other tools shared and ready for the group after the initial planning meeting. Having one document with all the notes, shared items, and linked resources that are being used would be ideal. In our case, the deliverables were all done well and scored highly. The score would not have changed with the new process, but the workload would have been more evenly dispersed for the team members. The most important thing I learned in this course was a more accurate portrayal of what project management is and all the different capacities you can use the processes. This summer, I was going to try a few different types of the software and see which one I liked the best, in hopes before the fall term to have my favorite one and use for both personal and school projects. The project management process that I seem to gravitate towards is using the Kanban boards and thinking of everything with a little bit more agile and sprint-based approach. I tend to look at the whole project more so than the individual task. This is an issue with time management when the project takes much longer than I had initially planned for. My focus will be on breaking down projects into smaller task groups and defining the task more thoroughly.